Good evening. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday, the 29th of April. Tomorrow's the last trading day of the month, 100 days in office for the president, and what an announcement today we got. We got from Mr. Lutnick, our Commerce Secretary, Commodities Secretary might be, that the U.S. has made its first trade deal. He didn't say with who. He said the country hadn't given permission yet for them to say it, and he probably didn't want to take all the thunder away from the president coming out and doing it. That wouldn't be the smartest move with this president. We'll see. Remember, the devil's always in the details. Is it that little bitty country with penguins on it? I don't know. Is it a big country? I don't know. I know as much as you do. What does a deal mean? Is it a letter of understanding, memorandum of understanding? Is it an actual signed deal? Is it the framework of a deal? We're going to find all that out. But the stock indices had been down up until he took center stage this morning. And when he did, they all turned around and stayed higher right through the end of the day. Now, they're giving up a chunk of that tonight in early trade, but that doesn't mean too much. I think we want to see what the president's going to say. Remember, he's going to be speaking in front of auto people now, and that brings us to the next thing. What are the auto tariffs? I keep reading what they are. I think I have an understanding, and then they change it again on me. So now he's again tweaking what they are. I guess if the car's 75 or 85% assembled or made in the United States, it's a tariff-free car. If it comes from a USMCA with parts, that part's okay. I guess if it's over 25% of the parts are non-approved, then the car is tariffed, but now it's no longer a steel and let's just call it a metal tariff. Now it would be a car tariff. It gets even more complicated. If you pay a tariff, he gives a certain amount back for 2 years that comes off at the end of the third year. If you think I could explain that to a group of high school kids, you're kidding yourself. It's too complicated. I don't know why these things have to be that way. What isn't complicated is you get a lot of data tomorrow. And remember, this is the week where you're going to get some of the Mag 7 companies now coming out. Mortgage Bankers Association numbers, they're coming out at 6. The private sector jobs from ADP, they're expected to be about 30,000 lower than last month. They come at 715. The employment cost index, that comes out at 730. First real look now at GDP at 730, and we get the PCE price index, personal income and spending at 730. You know the PCE is one of the Fed's favorite numbers. I don't think whatever it does is going to move the Fed very much off of this data. I want to see the jobs report on Friday. The Chicago April PMI number, that comes out at 8:45, National Association of Realtors pending home sales, 9 o'clock, EIA petroleum stocks, and of course earnings from different companies throughout the day. So what can I tell you with that? Why don't we just go to the charts and make it easy on ourselves? In Intel, I think all this chip noise is interesting too. Are you aware that the president now wants to do away with the 3 tiers for chips that the Biden administration at the end of the term had put in, and the president is discussing, I didn't say he's doing it, it's up for discussion from everything I'm reading, to do away with that, and he basically wants to use it in a very different way in the trade deals. So another prod to get companies, come on over to America, we'll give you chips. Don't want to work with us, maybe you don't get anything. I don't care that you used to buy 1,000 chips at a time and you could. We're going to change that deal on you. And that weighed a little bit on, as you can see, Intel today. Intel's bottom tier, but it's not ready to go. And as I said, this company is early in its stage, but you got to think of it a little bit in the role that Boeing, when it came down with all that bad news, and now the market's up $60 off of that. So things you want to keep your eye on. The pattern for the moment, and I want to use that very carefully for the moment, is one of higher lows but lower highs. So it stepped out of an uptrend today. The market seems to be caught between the 18-day average of closes and the 100-day in the green. The market is, I think, really caught in the Bollinger Band, but it hasn't even made a move to the upper band. A good sign would be the market getting over 2108, reestablishing the uptrend and then clearing this high, that would probably give you the Bollinger Band. Taking out, on the other hand, this low right here, that would be the lows of, let's see, that would be Friday's low, would be very bad, and you might be going back to 1802. You're sort of in no man's land right now on this chart. When you look at the momentum, you've spent a lot of momentum to get up here, but you're not overbought yet. Neither of the slow stochastic numbers are over 70, and they have to be over 70 to do that. Now, my numbers will look different than yours. I changed within the formula, not the front part where you change the amount of days and do you want it to be 95% and so on that. No, it's not what I did in any manner. In the formula, I made a change. Now, because of all the talk with car parts, ORLY, O'Reilly came alive today going, am I left out of this or am I involved in this? I can just imagine the CEO doing that in the company. And nobody knows yet. But you can see it doesn't want to continue to downside. It's sort of caught in the upside. You need more information. I can't answer what this means for. Home Depot, back with higher lows, higher highs. If you go to Home Depot, they are busy. I'll tell you that right now. I had to run over there today to pick up something else that I needed for the house. In fact, I forgot to buy an important part, but Amazon will bring it in the morning. Isn't that cool how you can use Amazon for that? But lower low, higher high, overbought, I don't know. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen here. What are the courts doing with these companies? They're after them for all their other businesses. Some of these companies might be worth more split up than they are running as they are. Netflix just doesn't stop. This is a new high for the whole move. So here's a market now saying, I want to go higher. Maybe it's going to go to the 1150 area. I mean, it's just nonstop. What's the first station you go to if you use these apps, as we call them? Mine's always Netflix first. I know the worst ones. I got rid of some of them already because I think that they don't do what they should. And why am I paying for that? By the way, now they're saying with all these streaming services, are they the next cables? And they are. I mean, think of all the advertising on them. You watch some of them, they cut right in, right at the key times. You don't think that looks to you like the old cable TV? Something wrong with you. Lower low, higher high, and you can see this market in Robinhood, as I said, the analysts got it wrong. These kids, as they call them, they're trading, and these are 30-year-olds. They're having a ball in these markets because it's just about volatility. In XOM, I am not in the bull camp in this. The chart action is I'm not. I don't want to own energy stocks right here. If crude starts getting under that 60 level in WTI, and it's just over it by a hair right now, watch out. This market's telling you a different story, and Chevron, XOM, they all get themselves into trouble on that. Then we get to SOX. It's overbought, it's up here, and as I said, there's massive confusion going on in the chip sector. I don't know what's real in it. Is this news that Trump wants to license things? Is that bearish for NVIDIA? It could be. I mean, if they have X amount of deals that they can make and suddenly those tiers are gone, what does that do? And is it at the whim of whatever the president wants to do for a trade deal? I guess so. In XLF for the financial sector, still climbing. Now, interest rates have been doing this very slowly, coming down. It's slow, but they have been receding, and that's helping this a little bit. It is overbought. XLI, the industrial sector, well, I guess we're going to find out about a lot of these numbers tomorrow, what they mean. But everything I'm reading in every section, be it Texas, we just saw the Dallas numbers, they're not good. Yet this keeps going up. Not sure I understand that. I don't have to as a chartist. That's the beauty of it. As a chartist, I follow what the chart says, not what I think. Guess who's right on that most of the time? The chart analysis, not me. Higher lows, higher highs, and overbought. No, I'm not friendly to that. Doesn't mean I'm bearish. That's not saying be bearish, but it's certainly not bullish. And gold's at a real interesting spot. It's lost its upside momentum. I continue to say before it goes back up here, I think you're going to hit the 18-day average of closes. In the silver market, you're now starting to roll over in that market. Be careful right here. This market could be lickety-split, coming back to challenge these numbers right now. And copper's run into a brick wall for the moment at the 100-day average. Now, if it embeds, it should be able to get through that and attack the next layer up here. Copper's looking at what the world's going to do. Every time you hear that maybe China's going to make another amend, it gives copper another bid. And I think that's very important for the market too. BND and TLT, they've had a real recovery. Are they going to go for these highs? Wouldn't that be something? Chart-wise, it's there. If it wants to keep going, the only thing stopping it is it's used a lot of power. It's overbought, but the target is 73.86. In the dollar, you don't want to see the lows of Monday taken out at 27.21. If you do, you can probably go for the low right here, and then you open the door up for another break in the dollar. In FXE, if the market can clear the highs of Monday, you add to the bull furor, but you're losing the embedded reading. Well, it never did embed. It was just overbought. And that acts to me like a market that still wants to back off. A difficult time, and I get it. You can't, every time you think you have a handle on what the market's doing, the president changes how the tariffs work and what we're doing with trade. And that brings you to wanting to get involved, I hope you do, with what we offer in our free offers here, be it charts, market letters, the price counts that we do. Try the charting software I have. Our mobile apps are free, and the word is free. Courses on pivot points, the Arun indicator, a slew of other information that we host for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, all kinds of courses, all here in our futures trading kit if you want that as well. So just go to iraepstein.com, free offers, whatever you sign up for. We normally get it out to you the next business day. You can also click, there'll be an icon up there. Give that a click or call my staff. They'll be happy to work with you and get you whatever you need. I'm Ira. I'll speak to you first thing in the morning. I know there was no morning video today. That was my fault. I'll talk to you all first thing tomorrow.